Aloha mai kākou. Welcome to Huewai Ola. My name is Kai Chang. It's my pleasure to be your host. Huewai Ola is a webinar series brought to you by Ahakane and Kanaʻo. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to strengthen our ʻohana by uplifting and empowering our kane, our Hawaiian men. Huewai Ola means a gourd of living water, referring to a man as a vessel of life, guided by the god Kane. In Hawaiian culture, gourds also represent knowledge. In this series, we'll be introducing you to some extraordinary kane, cultural practitioners, scholars, and leaders in our community. They'll share their perspectives, practices, and advocacy in our lahui. Aloha nui to all our viewers out there. Mahalo for joining us today. As we get started here, please shoot us a quick aloha in our Zoom chat box or Facebook comments. Let us know where you're joining us from. Also, leave comments or ask questions throughout the show, and we'll do our best to include you in our conversation. All right, welcome to episode 11 of Huewai Ola, Lāʻau Lapaʻau. Our relationship with Hawaiian medicinal plants. So actually the longer title would be Kapili Lokahi me Lāʻau Lapaʻau Kanaka Maole. Let's meet our guest for today. He's a native Hawaiian herbalist and Lomi practitioner. Studied anthropology, sociology, and history. He studied Lomi Lomi and graduated under Auntie Margaret Machado. Studied Lāʻau Lapaʻau at Papakalua Kaiahua. He's been propagating or planting and gathering indigenous plants in Kohala since 1973. In 1988, he established the Kaimalino Wellness Center. Soon after, he became a resource and supplier of Hawaiian herbal products for both practitioners as well as local health food stores. In 2016, he established Ka Poʻe na Lāʻau Lapaʻau, Medicine for the People, LLC. His vision is to promote pili lokahi, or, as we said, our relationship with Lāʻau Lapaʻau, or medicinal plants. Help me welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kai Kaholokai. Aloha mai. Kalamai Uncle, hold on. Can we make sure he's unmuted? Oh, Uncle, can you push for us? Yeah, there you go. Okay. Hey, aloha mai kaua.
We improv.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where you grew up and how Lāʻau Lapaʻau, amongst everything else, kind of came a big part of your life?
So I was raised on Oahu. I was born January 21st, 1949. That's the first day of Aquarius. And I was born in Palama Settlement, not that far from the original Palama Settlement. And then from there we moved to Palolo Valley. And then from Palolo Valley, we moved back to our family land in Waiau, overlooking Pearl Harbor. And then from Waiau, we ended up by 1953, we ended up in Hawaiian homes in Waimanalo. So all the different, from different districts, a whole bunch of new Hawaiians come together and live in Waimanalo. So my younger brothers still have a place in Waimanalo. Then, and in Waimanalo, we had an opportunity, the ocean was right there. So that was a way of life. Summertime time, we close down our house and then we go on a beach. So us diving, fishing, catching crab, picking limo was a way of life because we bring in the food, make a little emo pit right there by the beach where it was no big thing. The beach park was wide open. And then from there, surfing was a way of life. I was makapu, body surfing, paipuin, and all that. And then also to the mountainside, we never had that much lot back there. So grandma them used to give us some Holstein cows we used to raise back there. And so, and I checked a lot of the sites up there. So I was always fascinated. So from 3 years old, grandma always wanted us to stay away from the pharmaceuticals. So my job was to be a gatherer. So I go get whatever they want from the beach, from the ocean. That's what I volunteer. I go. So I always gathering. I never questioned. I just didn't know what it was. But grandma says, boy, go get this, and I go get this. Grandpa said, go get this, I go get this. And I figure, well, that's as far as it goes. My job is over. I just go get what they need. And so Hawaiian medicine was just like, because nobody wanted to go doctor, you know. So and when you live in a country, even like manaʻo, everybody take it themselves. You get cuts, you get things. So that was the way. And then from there, once I reached, I went, graduated from Kalani High in '67, and then from there, I went on my own and went to the university, lived with the Fijians on the North Shore, had a blast getting my own life because we had so much family that I didn't even have my own bedroom. I sleep with 5 cousins. That was just a way of life, you know. And we always had large families. Weekends, we never had one day party. It was always the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and everybody wanted to come home now, stay on the beach and have fun throughout the summer. So that was the life. And then finally, when I graduated in '73, I moved to the Big Island. But even when I was growing up, I saved my money from beer bottles, soda water bottles. I saved my money and I fly over to the Big Island, and my uncle Archie there, Berterman, he had a ranch. So I like to go up there, work the ranch. And because I worked the ranch and was a good nephew, they said, oh, take your cousin to the beach. So my cousin, them, the Berterman, shorted them, they're all like, okay. So we enjoyed the Big Island, and I love the Big Island, especially Waimea. That was like home to me. Then and manaʻo, you know. So when I graduated, I moved up to Waimea for a little while, but I ended up in North Kohala, up in Honolulu. And then my good friend was Clyde Kindy Sproat. He was security at that time in Waimea at that Bellows, you know, that Sherwood Forest area. And so he retired and moved up there now, and I was like a son to him. So I was helping him out, being a waterman, working in Pololu Valley and get the water line going and start planting taro and all that. He had land, so I opened up in Niuli'i and Makapala and, you know, all these areas, and Halava, opened up some of the lo'is, asked permission. So I had opportunities. I was so blessed, you know, just with the opportunities. And Uncle Tommy Solomon was there. He shared his medicine and boy about ʻohana, it's what you need to do. So I was so inspired. But then my main desire to come into Kohala, I wanted to know about Kamehameha, you know, because all my cousins, they all graduated from Kamehameha. And somehow because I was from Manaʻo, we couldn't go Kamehameha because they had outer island students priority. And then plus two, I never like wearing military uniform. You go Kamehameha those days. So it's like, I don't like dress up like it. That's not my style. I like barefoot, you know, go native. But, you know, those days, you know, and my cousin, that was their choice. But, you know, I honor
so
them.
Uncle,
Yeah.
Uncle, I know plenty of people know about Hilo, Kona, even Waimea, but not too many people know about Kohala. Can you tell us why it's such a special place?
Oh, I tell you, Kamehameha the first, his story, the old man, Bill Sproat, they get stories about Kamehameha, and each, if you look at the aupa, each aupa is named after, really like renamed after Kamehameha and his story and his journey. I mean, it's almost like you can picture it like the birth of Christ. You know, how the star comes and how this lightning and how the warriors come up to try to kill all the firstborn male child at that time. And in each area, how he hid himself in each aupa and the people protected him. And two, it ended up in the valleys and up in Pololu and Honakaninu and Honakaniiki and up Honakaniiki, up Avini. That's where he stayed there and he trained himself to be educated in Binali'i and learning about the medicine and learning about his protocol and by the age of like 14, he came out of that mountain. I mean, we get that in Halava, we get this stone, they call Kamehameha Rock. And there's Kapanaya was his surf spot, and it was his winter camp. So from Kapanaya, he picked up that stone next to his huli, and he carried it all the way up that trail to the ridge, halawa, and he put it there. And everybody's eyes like so big and cool, it's like, whoa, this brother, we gotta follow him. And then the next thing he did is Waipuka opened that up, and he planted taro. He opened up 4 big lois just before Pololu, up in Makanika Hill. He opened up 4 big lois, and he planted taro. And he planted taro to feed his warriors. And that's how he could support and each along the way. And even by Kiaviele, the lighthouse, had this other chief wanted to challenge Kamehameha. Oh, I'm going to challenge him. So he goes surfing with Kamehameha, but the tiger shark, no Kamehameha. So that guy never had a chance. Never had a chance. And so, I mean, and then so when I found out, even did my genealogy, we're the 8 generations, go back to Kamehameha. We're the 8 generations. So each generation, we honor him, you know, because he set the tone. Think of it. If Kamehameha didn't cut a deal, Kaikili would cut with the French, Oahu would cut a deal with the Americans, Kauai would cut a deal with the Russians, and the king would be all, the island would be all separated. So Kamehameha, his destiny was to unite everybody and bring it together under the kingdom of you know, the Hawaiian kingdom. Otherwise, we're all in trouble. And that flag was a different flag. You know, he picked the flag, but it has different meanings to everybody. They think, oh, nice Union Jack, but there's more to it than that, you know.
Hey, so what does Kohala look like? Is it rolling hills like Waimea?
There's 4 ecosystems. When you're on the west side, it's this arid, sloping plateau. And the sloping plateaus is all terraces. You know, I used to be an archaeologist, Lapakai. It's all terraces for dry land, sweet potato, and taro. You know, all that. You know, just lines. You can see just lines. So that way, nothing wasted. When it rains, it hit the terraces with stone, and then the taro and sweet potato grow in the stone walls. You know, it's a science, and then we preserve and protect the water. And then Kohala, I mean, Kini, Klai wrote how he tells stories, and he sings stories. Kohala was like the bread basket of the big island. I mean, it can feed 10,000 people. Think of it, 1 loi can feed 1,000 people. 1 loi under production can feed 1,000 people. And I opened up, it took me 10 years, 10 acres of column. Just one, just me. If I had 5 of me, oh man, styling.
And there's a variety enough of ecosystems to basically grow.
Yeah, okay, you get the arid.
All of our Hawaiian plants. Yeah.
By Upolu, as soon as you come by Upolu, Kokoiki, it becomes a plateau. It becomes a plateau. Then when you reach by Halava, then it comes gulch, all these gulches. And then you finally reach by Pololu, then you got the valleys. And you got 7 major valleys before you reach Waipio.
Ooh, beautiful.
And I nearly every trail, if you back trail, I just want to know, you know, and I was just blown away. I mean, I even to today, how long I lived there for 30-something years, I still never see all of Kohala. But to know about Kamehameha, oh man, that was my dream, to go up there, and every time when you go in there, you get chicken skin. It tells you. Yeah. And one thing about Kohala is there's spirits there. Even when I live on Macau, I mean, all the gulches that people were buried there, they come up and they check on you. Even my wife, when we got married, the spirit comes like, oh, what is this? I tell them, you gotta talk stories. It's a way of life over here. You gotta talk stories. You gotta tell them why you're here. And even when I first came to Kohala, I had to prove myself. I had to prove, even though I was a Hawaiian, I had to prove myself that I'm for real. And then finally, people start, oh, boy, you're not born here. Oh, okay. And then after 20 years, oh, okay, boy, you're doing good. Continue, you know. And then,
so I have a really good friend who's a musician with Waipuna. His name is Matt Sproat. So he's from the Sproat family. Oh, and I've heard many Kohala stories, amazing stories. Oh, yeah. Hey, so everybody thinks, the way the screen looks, everybody might think you just zooming us from Waimea, but where are you actually right now, Uncle?
I'm in Bowles Bend, Montana, 6 hours ahead of and they call it the Valley of Flowers. This was in 1855. This is what we call a common ground for all the native tribes. There's like 40 different tribes. And you see that not only am I Hawaiian, I'm also Scots, all of my McKinney clan. Half of Waimea, we're all Scots, besides being Hawaiian. Right. And then also too, I'm a Kootenai Indian, or the First Nation. They're up in British Columbia there. So this is my land of my ancestors. But the neat thing, this is like a pu'anoa, a sanctuary. Any brothers or titas, they come here, they're at MSU University, Montana State University. When they come here, they feel like they're in Waimea. High elevation, rolling hills, cowboy town, they're all ranchers over here. My father-in-law was a rancher. So when I come up here, I work the ranch, just like working my Uncle Archie's ranch. Only thing, summertime, you gotta get the hay going, because wintertime, you gotta feed the cattle. There's no grass for them to eat, you know. But just gorgeous, it's just green as Ireland. Just love it.
Well, thank you for sharing a little background and where you are and where you've been. Let's get into a little bit of what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, one of the first things over the years of teaching was sharing about, we call first aid. See, the whole thing I wanted to do is empower people to take care of themselves. So first aid, just the definition, is the first and immediate assistance given to any person suffering from either a minor or serious illness or injury with a care provider to preserve life, prevent the conditions from worsening, and to promote recovery. And I figured first aid is like, you don't have to be licensed to do that, just like us. We're not licensed, but yet we do it. Even as a lifeguard, I respond. We always respond. And so if you know first aid, you can take it yourself. And when I surf in Indonesia and other places, and you can help other people. And so what I did, I created just little handouts just to help people understand when I share in the workshop, what I teach you, Leo, middle school, is what can you do, you know, to take care of yourself. And so like this, I come up with different, at least an idea. You got to go with the philosophy, you know, the idea, okay? Like aloha, think, aloha in the presence of Creator, we share the breath of life. And that's what we're about. No matter where we are in the world, among ourselves, we aloha everybody. Unconditional love. And then you get there right there, Hawaii, right there. Ha is the breath, Y is water, and E is the Creator. So here, even on Moko Keawe, think of it. We're breathing and we're drinking the water of the Creator. So and in Kohala, it gives us even more vitality and mana to be about it. And like always, o manaʻo nui, we always have to be patient, know our timing, when we need to, what's our purpose, what's our gifts, how can we be of service. And that's all that comes in times, because our nana ike kumo, we look to the source, our kupunas will always be there for us. There always is. Even if they pass away, they dare to help us. All we have to do is surrender and allow them to help us. So especially in these crazy times, to me, a lot of us, we look forward to this kind of time because it gives us a quality time to get still enough. See, there's no downtime. It's showtime nowadays. And it's about working the land and farming and gathering things to help your ʻohana. When hard times is prime time to be about it. And if we trust, see, with 8 generations, it's about time we all start realizing each generation from coming at a time, we got even more adaptation, got even more vitality, and we more adapt to anything. So, and then the philosophy, Ola manaʻo, is very important. Between every thought is this quiet time. And the more still we get, we open to our kupunas, and they can share with us because between that thought, that space, we can share. And the important thing is ho'oponopono. It's very important to make things right. And even if you're right or wrong, always ask for forgiveness. And that ho'oponopono is very important. In Kohala, there was like what the thing people do, you know. And then Lāʻau is the plant, and Lapaʻau is that. And always the whole process of the idea is lokahi, the relationship and the coming together. And that's very important. So, so what we can do is, we're talking about making a medicine. See, so the key thing right here is identify edible plants, herbal tea, and first aid medicine. And then you can from there you can make a poultice. So what we can do is to point out some of the plants. So maybe we can come back to me, and then we can point out the plants.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was just the idea. So one of the first things, you see when Rocky Jensen, he created his book, The Ancient Man of Hawaii. Can you see that?
Yes.
Ancient Man of Hawaii. Right here you see in the 14th or 15th century, back in Waipio, they created the order of the Kahuna Lāʻau Lapaʻau. And you can see that. Rocky Jensen did a great job in his illustration. And you see what this Kahuna Lāʻau has is the popolo. And so one of the, right here is a picture of the popolo, see? So the popolo, even though most people thinking, oh, Solanium nigrum, oh, that's a poison nightshade. That's our #1 medicine. That's why you see the Kahuna having in his hand. And so that popolo, even in our legends back in Waipio, you pound it with Hawaiian salt, the popolo, and you get any as for cuts, broken bruise. So it's astringent and it's bitter, so it balances the heat, and it's astringent, eliminate toxicity. And so for open wounds and stuff like that, and if like with the popolo, you dry the leaves and the berry and everything, and you grind it up to powder. So what you have here is like spirulina. So it's like the popolo. And so what I do, I tell people, get your popsicle stick, and see when you get powder right here, and then you can just put it right in your tongue. And this is so ono. It's just like, almost tastes like Japanese green tea. But you see, with this kind of supplement, this is your limo, this is your algae, this is your land limo that you're taking. So what the same nutrients that you have in iron, zinc, magnesium, that's what you have, and chlorophyll. So popolo, people laugh, but man, this is such a good medicine. But also, it's also a native dye. You want to dye your pahu and that green. I mean, your skirts green, great green dye. But the medicine so ono, and this lasts for years. So easy, something simple preparation. Those, because a lot of the popolos, they grow among your garden. So if you see this popping up, you can see the blackberries and the white flowers. See, because it's not like the mainland one or the one from England, where it's a red berry and all that. And so we have about 4 varieties of popolo. You know, some endemic and some introduced. So the Solanium nigrum are the introduced ones. You feel the edge is kind of that, but it's so sweet. And the sweet, the key thing in the element of sweet is nourishing. So #1, this is our #1 pharmaceutical plant is the popolo. I highly recommend it. You can juice it and drink the straight juice. And even in Samoa and places like that, the straight juice, they put it in your eyes as like a makaʻoi, eye wash. And but the powder right here, when you're traveling or your first aid, this is what you put in your spice rack. Add to your food. You can sprinkle them on your fish. You can sprinkle them on your food, on your salad, or other stuff. So it's your gourmet popolo. And so it's one of the many plants that grows abundant. So it's not like you have to try to propagate it. It's right there. And another introduced one, I don't know if you know kine, Spanish needle. Kale, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. This is Spanish needle. You find it because you get the kokolao. This is cousin to the kokolao, and kokolao is the endemic one. But the Spanish needle is abundant all over the place. You know, sorry I didn't have the picture. But you do the same thing like the popolo. What you do in light is you gather this, you can dry it in the shade, or if you have a dryer, put it in the dryer. And then instead of having tea, you can ground this into a powdered form if you have a blender. And so you can still make tea. Like the popolo, you can make a tea from this to make like a green tea popolo. And then the quinine, Spanish chinito, you can do the same thing. And the Spanish chinito, it goes, and it's so good for you. And this is your chlorophyll, this is your supplement, and you'd be surprised how much this can do. And then this, in other words, for cough, colds, congestion, because it's sweet and astringent, yum, real good. So here is showing you something that's affordable, you know, and especially what's going on, you got two medicines here that is free. And if you cannot afford something free, man, I say like, you got a problem, man. It's like this so grown all over the place, especially if you have a garden, it pops up here and there. And all you need to do, make sure it's not poison, clip it, dry it in the sun, or in the shade area, and then grind it to powder, or save it in the tea bags. Like same like mamaki. Mamaki the same way. You can grind it to powder. But in powder form, just make it easy for storage in a long time. You see how green? This is over a year old. See how green it is? Perfect.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a random question, Uncle.
Sure.
So you go back and forth to Montana all the time.
Yeah.
And you may be carrying things that are indigenous to Hawaii, but do you ever get into any problems at the airport carrying this stuff or traveling with this stuff?
Well, see, if it's in a powdered form, not a problem. Yeah. I see, back in 2000, I created an eke Lāʻau. I had my own first aid kit. So in my first aid kit, you can carry tinctures like this. See? You can carry it in your kit, and if it's a quarter Ziploc, like I just came back last month from Hawaii, from the Big Island, I had a quarter Ziploc bag. I put all my Lāʻau in there and my powder supplement close by and have it labeled. And I traveled all over the world, and they look at it. Oh, okay, you know, because it's nothing illegal. They look at it, smell at it. It's not a drug or something like that. It's just I just call it, this is my supplement. And then if it's a tincture, you can get up to this size, you know, and 4 ounce or 2 ounce, and you can pass easy, you know. They allow 8 ounce.
That's good to know.
Oh yeah, and when I'm on the plane, so besides traveling, my number one medicine that I travel all over the world and even to Hawaii, even on the plane, is turmeric.
Right.
And turmeric, sorry about that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you, but this is good to know too, what to use while you travel.
Oh yeah, I travel all over the world, and because see, some of the, like South Africa, certain places, they require you to take yellow fever, and certain India, they require you to take, what they call it, you have to take inoculation for malaria or something. I just show them my turmeric. I says, no, I have my medicine. This is what take care of me. And so I pass through immigration, I pass through customs, showing that this is my medicine, and I take full responsibility of my actions, because I know I'm not going to get any of this yellow fever or malaria and all that, because I've been taking my Lāʻau and turmeric. And so turmeric or ʻohana, see, we have 4 varieties. This is the orange variety, Cucuma aromatica. And so you can see from here, see how orange it is? Really orange. And so turmeric is a spice that throughout the world, different native people, they'll call it by different name. But in Hawaii, we call it ʻohana. If you go Tahiti, they call it rea, you know. And you go other places, lango. Yeah. And so what this is the bulb. See, from the bulb, this is the mother root. From the bulb, have these fingers, see? So it takes about maybe 8-9 months. So these fingers come out, and you make it just like sweet potato. You make a mound, and then you plant this bulb in, like how you plant kalo. You plant this in, or like sweet potato. And then from that, it forms these fingers. And so these fingers is what, you separate the mother root, and you put it in a compost for the next time, for next year to plant. And then with these fingers, this is what you do. You can break it up. You can cook and grate with it. A lot of cultures do that for curry and all that. Because curry is just turmeric with different spices. And then so they make it fresh. And so and then what I do, I get the root and I juice it. So this is pure juice that is over a year old. So I got it down to in science, and I just show you. So when I'm traveling, right here. And so from grandma them days, they told me, see, turmeric is bitter, which is cleansing, you know, balance the heat. So you get a cough, cold, like right now, what's going on? You take your turmeric, all that congestion, the gala phlegm, it astringent, it pulls things out. And then but number one is for earaches. As a lifeguard, I taught swimming. So turmeric, you put it a couple drops in your ear, you loam it into the earlobes, and you put a tissue paper, then you huli, and you do the opposite side. Put turmeric both sides, huli, and leave it about a minute or two, and then you pull it out, and then what it is, the turmeric is like a primer. It forms a protective coat in your ears, and then when you huli, all that excess water or inflammation or virus stuff in there, it comes out, and your eardrum is protected, the lining is protected from any inflammation and any stuff. And the same as your sinuses. So grandma them told us from small kid days. So what you do, you lean back, and then you put a couple drops in each sinuses, and you pinch your nose with a tissue paper, and you do a head rotation. So you lean forward and back. So 3 times, a kahi, a lua, slowly, a kolo. And then you blow the rest out. And so what it does, since you have 4 sinus cavities, the turmeric goes into that sinus cavities and protect it. And protect. So if there's any viral, especially what's going on, you take your turmeric and you clean all that, and it's protected. Whatever you breathe in, I tell you, I did over the years, the experiment. You put turmeric liquid and you put any kind of radical virus or stuff in turmeric, it'll kill it. They don't know how, they cannot survive in kukuma. They have a hard time. This is one of the best antiviral, antibacterial nature has. And so Olena, I never leave home without it, you know. So, and when down your throat for cough, colds, cuts, and you can actually put on for Band-Aid, it's your first aid. So you can put it on your Band-Aid and take that. It's for warts, for, and so like for an example, the turmeric powder, this, when I studied Ayurvedic medicine, the turmeric powder, what you do, you put it right on, like here, I have a major cut right here on my neck. I never got it stitched and with a sickle, and it was bleeding. So what I do, instead of getting stitched, I show the turmeric powder. I just pack it on about this thick, wrap it up, and so it stopped bleeding. That's the turmeric being astringent. You stop the bleeding right away, and then it heals. So you can add that to any kind of cut, kakios, warts, itch. And
so, Uncle, I think for our viewers,
sure.
It's wonderful that these are all Hawaiian or Hawaii medicinal plants, but what they might not be noticing is everything you're showing me so far is over a year old, right? So these also have great shelf life.
Yeah, the turmeric can last.
Whether it's powder or liquid.
When I used to, over the years, sell about a pound to people, he says, "Oh, Uncle, how long can it last?" "Oh, a couple years." But I tell them, "How come you're not taking it? You know, take a teaspoon a day." Oh, I kind of like, is it safe? I taking medication and all this stuff. I said, "No, it's safe." And so when they take it, it even helped them get off their diabetic medicine or get off their, and then so improved. Instead of high blood pressure, I thought, instead of taking the high blood pressure pill, would cost you about $100. Why not take Olena for $8? They're like, "Oh, $8, $100, ooh, $90." And so I get people, and the doctor thought, "Oh, you're doing so good. It's the house of medicine. Oh, I kind of put them on the side and I've been taking Olena, but you're looking good. Oh, okay, you can no need to take the high blood pressure pills. Continue what you're doing." I mean, it speaks for itself. That's why our community didn't know what they was talking about. That's why they brought it in a canoe. It's one of the 24 canoe plants. And another good one, okay, everybody can, even here on the mainland, everybody can get raw honey. So 1 cup of raw honey and 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder. And you just stir it up. See what I'm doing? Just stir it up. Okay, just stir it up real good and be like a thick paste, just like almost like orange poʻe, almost like ulu poʻe. Yeah. And then when you do that, see, and I tell you what's going on when you just add 1 cup of raw honey, 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder. And I know you can get organic turmeric powder somewhere. There's some online, there's some people selling it. And if you have turmeric powder, but everybody like the mana from Hawaii's Ola, you know, it's like the minimum or from India, so long as it's organic. And I tell you, you do this, see right here, this is your cough medicine for your kids. And especially what's going on right now. Oh, honey is so good for you, raw honey. It just gives all you the nutrients you need. And the kids, they love something sweet. Well, instead of giving sugar, give them honey. And you add Olena. So this is your cough medicine in a jar. And then with this, I mean, with a cup, you can feed a family of 5 for easy 2 weeks of medicine. Everybody. And so what over the years, what I got families, even here in Montana, they all have their honey and they give them turmeric powder and they're all giving the kids, okay, here, before you go sleep, have some, or you get a cough, here, you got a cold, and then even wintertime, people love it. This is real simple recipe. And you cannot go wrong. Turmeric and honey, unless you're allergic to raw honey, you cannot beat this. This is like a #1, you know, real simple medicine. And I love this. They're like,
okay, so sorry. Getting back to our medical kit. Sorry, it took you way off course. So we did popolo, turmeric. What was the second one? The Spanish?
Quinine, Spanish needle. I make them into tea bag.
Spanish needle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quinine is because kokolao is so rare to find, even up in Waimea, because the people eat them all. But if quinine, the Spanish needle, the introduced one, it takes off all over. Like, whoa! And you see the yellow flowers, you know, you can see it. It goes all over. But the idea, pick it where it's in your garden, where it's not poison, you know, that's all. Because a lot of people trying to pick it on the side of the road. I say, stick it, don't pick nothing from the side of the road. You know, if it's in an open area or garden or, you know, area, normally if it's cultivated, it's gonna go. It's gonna go. Some people get farms that they grow naturally. And we get plenty of quinine. Okay, come, go ask permission, go gather. Always be, ask permission, gather only what you need, and don't forget replant. And with quinine, all that needles, they stuck on you anyway. And you throw them in as soon as rain, it grows again. It's so you can't even get rid of it. If that, you know. Anyway, when we talk about even weeds, there's no such thing as weeds. It's plants that we don't understand, you know. And same like people, you know, there's no such thing as personal good. They just don't know about the purpose, why they're here. They don't know that they're on assignment, and they don't know they have unique gifts, and they need to be about service. And I tell you, the Kanakas right out there, if you want to know your purpose, why you're here with your ʻohana, and what you give. Everybody has some gift, unique gift, and how we can be of service. And I tell you, anytime we are of service to each other, we pono. We pono. That easy. And what I share with you, these things are free. It's just taking the time to gather, taking the time to share. You know, whatever we get, we share with you. Whatever you get, you share with us. And that's how when you come together as a party, when you come together. And so Lāʻau, no difference. See, food, medicine. Food is medicine, medicine is food. There's no separation. I mean, think of the word disease. Dis-ease. You separate yourself from a core. And I tell you, in my family, I did my research genealogy. I mean, you need the disease rate. I got it. But it's like, say, you don't have to buy into it. Maybe uncle had a story, or daddy or grandpa had a story, but that's their story. You don't have to take on the story, take on the illness. They get cancer, they get diabetes. You don't have to take that on. That's their story. You should say, oh, I take the stuff that what grandpa's good with, and they gift. and the inspiration, but not take on their disease. No make sense. Why we separate ourselves from a core? And I tell you, I'm 71 years old. I'm still alive. I eat Hawaiian food, Hawaiian medicine, and it works. I live in proof. You know, and this stuff, and because I still wear pharmaceutical, there's no way I'm going to take any flu shot. You don't have to buy into that. And what's going on? You don't have to. We have choices. Now, we figure out with the 8th, 9th, and 10th generation, how come we're supposed to be even more evolved than our kupunas? And all we have to do is listen to what they have to say. Nana ikikumu. They're going to help us. They got our backs.
You know, Uncle, this is wonderful because
Sure.
it's kind of a common theme. This is episode 11. We recently had Koa Heva Heva, and his point was mahi'ai in the terms of Hawaiian thinking is so different from Western farming. And then even Ku'ike Ohelo, remember he was talking about his family earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Manalo.
Yeah.
He was telling me, he showed me his yard, and it just looked like grass and weeds. But he said, this is the most beautiful garden ever, and I can have 50 pounds of food out of this next month. So how you were saying that weeds are, to Hawaiians.
You change the thought form. See, because it was introduced to us. For us,
Yeah.
all this Lāʻau is family. And so that's what we say, food is medicine, and medicine is food. And we ask the permission of them to give their energy and life to nourish us. And in exchange, we replant. That is an exchange. And I try to even shift people to the next level where you don't have to consume the plant. I don't have to consume the ʻohana. I can be with the ʻohana and be one because I have a memory of its being, of its balancing. And the kupunas help me to understand this stuff so I can just be in the presence and still be whole. So physical consumption was never the answer. Consuming with the thought form of the pulling, of the nourishing, of the appreciation. And so like with making medicine and food, we pull it, we bless it. And when you bless something, everything shifts. When somebody eat food that is blessed, somebody eat medicine that is blessed, I mean, it's like that, it takes off. And even doctors are trying to figure out how come this food is doing stuff that not supposed to be doing, or this medicine is out of its pharmaceutical, physical identification. Like the ʻohana, it goes out of the way to help you because you pililokai, you become family. And then he recognize you, how can I help you? And it goes out of this chemical property to help you. And that's what people the Hawaiian consciousness allows us to this freedom of communicate with nature on that level and not just on this, pharmaceutical, impersonal connection. It makes no sense. Without spirit and without ʻohana, without the soul, where are we? You know what I mean? We just wrote androids programmed to do what? Yeah, okay, whatever.
Right.
No. That's not what never was about. That's our kapunas never say. Nana ikikumo. We're always there. We try to. Like I tell you, this is the source right here, the pohaku. This is our computer. This is how we get our information. I don't need to Google anything. I just right here. It downloads, 30 gigabytes of data. And then when I'm ready, it'll help me. From day one, when I was a small kid, that's what I do. I gather and I ask permission. And it tells me so much information, what went on, the history and that no other person could even come close. No historian can even come close what it reveals. And not only of the past, of the present, and even the future. That's how evolved the pohaku does. And if this pohaku sink, we got a long way to swim. So we got a little aina, our space. There's no way.
Oh, this is so interesting. Okay, so we got about 20 more minutes. Let's continue with what else you would have in this Hawaiian first aid kit.
Okay. The avapui. You get avapui pake, the Chinese one. You get avapui capelina, the Japanese one. The pake is big and it's white and it's pungent, meaning it's hot, and it's stringent, it's toxicity. And so, I mean, this book's out on ginger that is like antibacterial, viral. I mean, you got any kind of cough, colds, it's like #1. You make teas and everything, so you can grate it fresh, or you have it in a like same like the ʻohana, you dry it, cut it up in pieces and dry it. But to take it to the next level, this is the Japanese yellow. They're smaller, they're more lena, you know, they're more yellow. And the smell, so sweet. You know, nothing wrong with the avapui pake, but the Japanese one, man, it is pungent, it is good. And so, well, #1 first aid, you get it fresh, you grate it, and you squeeze about at least a tablespoon of that juice. And you take that juice in the morning. It's like taking cayenne pepper, like chili pepper water. It opened up everything. So whatever gala you thought you might have got, you know, that you think you're gonna get something, that clear up everything. Just that alone is your #1 remedy. You make fresh juice, and you can pick it up in stores or health food stores or farmers market, and just grate it, easy. And you get a tablespoon, and you take that, even once a day. I'm telling you, whatever you thought you had or bacteria or stuff, it is gone. It cleans up everything right down to the na'au, and it balances the pH in the stomach, same like the ʻohana. So whatever upset stomach and stuff like that, and they clean the na'au. Besides the opu, they clean the na'au, all that, and that's really good.
Wow.
So,
Uncle, I had a viewer ask, is the avapuhi related to the turmeric? Is the ginger related to?
No, Kokuma longa, they're cousins, distant cousins, but they're not. So you can almost see, because everybody mistakes.
Similar though, yeah.
You can actually see the difference. It's like saying, wow, you look Samoan. I don't know why. Oh no, you're Samoan. Oh, I know we kind of related, but you know, rather a different clan, you know what I mean? You know, that's all, you know what I mean? Not putting it on anybody, but just showing the uniqueness. See, the important is recognizing our uniqueness in each other and honoring that instead of like, oh, bro, you different? No. Oh, bro, something unique about you. If we come from that aloha, everything shift. You know, I grew up in Wamanalo, man. You say something wrong, but why are you looking at me, bro? You like beef or what? And as soon as you touch, that's action right there. So instead of that, calm them down. You come from aloha, and with aloha, you shift everything. So you don't have to fight. Not necessary, for no reason. Just because you think somebody looking at somebody else. So same with the plant. They need to help us. So ginger, really good. And if you get it into the powdered form, that you can travel with that. That's why in the first aid kit, you can have that. This stuff is a pass. You can go to any security. So you take a little turmeric powder, add it to your tea, add it to your food, add it to your spice, and then you're in a foreign country, you ate something wrong, or even coming to the mainland, or even go to Las Vegas. Oh man, I ate something wrong. Get some avapui powder. Eat that, upset stomach. If you don't find any guava around, you know what I mean? You know, really good. And same as ʻohana. All good for you. For balancing the pH, even for radical if you have to, for your cut, you may be sore, but hey, good for you. So much diversity in this, and so much written about this that these two now are right up there for first aid, besides the popolo and the kine. Cannot go wrong with that. And I take on any pharmaceutical company, and that these 4 things, they cannot patent it because it's available to everybody in the world. They can't say, oh, this is turmeric, that's ours, or ginger is ours, or popolo is ours. No. Everybody in the world have access to this common spice for medicine for us and food. And you can't go wrong. This is one of the best spices to take care of yourself. #1.
Wow.
And then the next one is my favorite. It's the kava. And the fascinating about kava, because it has, if you look at the shape of the leaf, is the pu'uvai, the heart-shaped leaf. So it comes from that chakra, that energy. So your heart is so important because you have to maintain that beat, steady beat, constant, or you get a heart attack or you get a stroke from that. So you have to maintain that. So pu'uvai, meaning that at the end of the day, you have to forgive each other. You have to forgive your wife and forgive whoever you made wrong. Or that's what the whole pono. At the end of the day, so when you sleep at night, you feel pono. You feel balanced because you really forgive whether you're right or wrong. So Ava, and what's unique about Ava is that the whole purpose is focus and relax. After planting it for 35 years and living with the Fijians in school at the university, and that was like, I went everywhere and plant. And this is Vince LeBeau, the Pacific Elixir. Kava was like the best thing around to help balance, focus, and relax. So you don't need to take any aspirin or any painkiller. Kava was like number one. And they call it, what do you call it? Kavine. Kavine in its pure form is like the best. And so when you see teachers like this, that they have kava and all that, it's okay, but and this is how you can travel. You can put ava in this format as a tincture, and you can have ava in a powdered form right here.
Have you tried kava or ava from different Polynesian
oh yeah, because see, in Hawaii we have 14 varieties. Mm-hmm. And if you trace the travel, see, normally they think plants come from, some continent. Okay, kava, for an example, Kane and Kanaloa, they tell stories about it. Okay, when you leave Hawaii, you find it in the Marquesas, you find it in Tahiti, you find it in Samoa, and then you find it in Fiji, and then you find it in Melanesia, Micronesia, and in Melanesia. And you come all the way to the Vanuatu. And in Vanuatu, that's the origin of kava. And you ask the Vanuatuans, now where did kava come from? And they look at me like, is something wrong with you, bro? It's not from Africa, India, or China. They point into the stars. These plants, just like avapui, just like olena, just like popolo, they come from the stars. They're talking about makali, they're talking about the Pleiades. They say there. And I what? These plants come from the stars. Our kupuna's ancestors, you think Waikipapa, they were enlightened beings. They came down here and they created these things. And they brought, in over time, all our kupunas came and brought these plants. For what? For our life, for Ola, for our enrichment. Kava was always focus, relax. Kava was a ceremony, like before we go on a voyage, before we do this and that, kava was there as part of the ceremony. And so when people, I don't know where they get the negativity thing, oh, I'm going to get high from kava. If you think you're going to get high, kava ain't going to help you. I'm a kava connoisseur. I love kava. But I show the respect that it does help me keep align my chakras, and I can stay focused. And yet, even the Germans, when they did research, they found out kava is like, it balances your body, but your mind is open and it's clear. You're open for information, for ideas. And they couldn't figure out why this kind of drug. And so at Calvin, the Germans, when they came to Hawaii to get kava, the German chemists in World War II, what they did, Calvin in its pure form was like morphine with no addiction. People blew their mind. They never realized how unique this element. But I take it in its whole form and not separating it. I take all the cavalactones that encompasses that, and I incorporate that. Then you get the wholeness. So anytime you try to extract things into its pure form, you're gonna have problems. So anytime you take things, you try to take it in its wholeness, and that's where the balance, because the chemicals in each of the plants is for balance.
How often can you harvest kava or ava?
Okay.
Year round?
what you can do is that they grow between 10 months or a year, depending on the variety. And so it's just like bamboo. You know, where's that picture? Sorry.
No.
Yeah, see? They look like bamboo, okay? And they grow in clumps. And then as they get bigger, they produce more clumps, you know? And then so you can, the leaf, and you see on first aid, the ava leaf, the noni leaf, the tea leaf, these are our Band-Aid. That's our traditional Band-Aid. So you're in a situation in a mountain and you have some, grab these leaves, first aid, put whatever pound, ʻohana, popolo, pa'akai, and put it right on your cut or your stuff, and put the tea leaf or the noni leaf or the ava leaf and wrap it, and that's your Band-Aid. And so what it does, it takes all the inflammation out, and that, so kava, really good Band-Aid, first aid. And then what you do with the stem, you can cut the stem up in pieces, and so where the joint is, that's how you can replant. You can plant it. And so what I do after I harvest a section of it, I look where there's kind of mature, like bamboo, kind of mature area. I thin it out, and then I replant. So while I'm gathering, I always ask permission, gather what I need, and then replant. So with the stalks, I just shove it into those avalanche areas because they can grow better in kind of this cinder open area, you know, like from an avalanche area on the side of the hill, and plant that. And then nature will take its course with the rain, they'll grow easy. And that's how you can propagate. And then you just a matter of cutting it up into pieces, drying it in the sun, and then you can grind it into powder form or make it fresh, you know. And then you can make a kava fresh, or some now, some of my friends, they grow ava, they freeze it, you know. And so it's safe for another time. But if you get it in a powder form, it can last years. Yeah.
Wow.
And I've been in Kohala, they're famous, you know, Honokani, you know, that like Kamehameha country. I get pictures of kava just like this. You can't even put your hand around. They're like 25, 30 feet tall. But I only thin them out, I honor them. I only thin them out. I never harvest the whole thing. That's insane, you know, the mother plant. All you do is thin them out and plant the keikis, you know.
So everyone is enjoying this episode. A lot of viewers are commenting, okay, let's say we have the pono intentions, we have the pule, but we don't have aina to grow this stuff. How can they access some of these either already in powder form or liquid form, or access for those who can't grow it on their own, I guess?
If you can't grow it on your own, you can go to a farmer's market, you can check friends that know farmers, friends that have gardens, and even friends that have farm. Hey, like me, hey bro, I can help you out. And maybe if I help you out, maybe in exchange, can you give me some? Or I work for exchange. Or you go a small area, if I open them up, can I go plant? Can I use some of your lo'i or place? Can I go ask permission and plant? See, me, for 30-something years, I had no land, but I asked permission. Hey, you guys can I open up? You know, I'm not here for make money, but I like grow stuff and you get space. Can I help? And maybe in exchange, by helping you make a garden for you, maybe from this garden, you can harvest too. You know, so if you all start making family gardens, you know, and even potted ones, you know, you can make, nowadays they have community gardens, you know, so everybody helping each other, planting things, and you have areas where it could take a little more time, whether you're going kalo or sweet potato, we might take about, you know, 8-10 months or a year, but at least you have sections of it, you know, and some can grow even in pots, you know what I mean? If it's cultivated and prepared right, you know, some put them in the outside of the apartment or, you know, something. But I tell you, somebody get aina someplace, and all we have to do is ask, oh, kalamai, you know, can I help you open them up? I know you're in farmer, maybe if I give you a little bit of time in exchange, you know, always bothering me. Even when at farmer's market, oh, cause I don't want money. I said, nah, bye-bye, you know, yeah, there's some medicine, you know, you get fish, you get something, we exchange and go from there.
Right.
Yeah, and I tell, we all have our, you know, you'd be surprised. I was in Koala. How many people had family land? Oh, we're too busy working at the hotel. No more time. But hey, I can, oh yeah, go boy. And then after I opened them up, he said, hey, wow, what? And we're like, yeah, it's your land, don't worry. You know what I mean? I opened them up, man, you guys can go take over. Oh, no, boy, you can continue. You know, but just like that, you just put in your time and have fun. After work, you know, take a little time, bring the kids down, you all work inside and have fun. I tell you, you know how many taro farmers would gladly, you know, I used to go down Kia's place in Waipio. Oh, bro, I'm glad you're coming down. Oh, I just want to help. You know, after work, come down, bust them open, just give you a hand. In exchange, oh, can you get some huli? So that's how I did. I go to different islands, help them out in the Lois. They give, in exchange, they give me huli. And I bring them back home and I plant. And I plant, and I plant. I plant in all these people area. And then they're like, take over, fine. I get experience. I feed myself, you know, and have fun, you know. So there, you can be landless like me and still have abundance by asking, by helping out, by kukua, and make even community gardens. You'd be surprised.
It's such a great story. And then that's the true way of Hawaiian interaction and bartering and helping, you know, aloha aku, aloha mai.
Yeah.
Oh man, obviously an hour is not a long enough time. We basically just skimmed the surface of all this ike that you have. Thank you so much for sharing just this small piece of your wonderful knowledge in Lāʻau Lapaʻau.
And I'm open
in closing
for people want
yeah.
more information. I can send them files and information. Like I say, I got 30 gigabytes of data. And if your computer, if your self-computer is only 20 gigabytes, just hold along, you know, just no worry. When you're ready, I plant that seeds of consciousness in you, and then when you're ready, you know, might take a while, but then when you're ready, and you're hungry, let me know. You know what I mean? Because somebody can help you anyway, you know, because Lāʻau is supposed to be free for the kapunas, I tell you. That's my goal. Food and medicine should be always free. It makes no sense why they have to go scramble looking for food. When us, who get even friends who have land and we're not planting and hey, give to the kapunas. That's what my friend Dash and Erica are doing in Kohala. They plant, they have a garden, they have 200 something acres, they're farming, they're sending food to the kapunas, and the people can afford whatever they can and then go from there. Because we gotta take care of yourselves. And in a way, man, you can grow anything. You just have to take the time, prepare, and do it. But if you're gonna wait until you're starving, then it's like, wow, it's gonna take about 2 weeks before this stuff grow, you know, so you gotta do in increments, you know. Start now, ask permission, bust them open. That's what I do. Before you know it, it's plenty for everybody, plenty.
Oh, mahalo nui. Hey, so just in closing, again, the motivation or inspiration for this entire Huewai Ola series is to encourage and uplift the kane, the Hawaiian men of our community, or just men in general. Do you have any closing thoughts to shoot out to all the kane out there?
Sure.
To encourage them?
Well, I can talk. I'm a 71-year-old kupuna kane, and I can tell you, you know, you gotta first aloha yourself. You gotta love yourself, and do you aloha yourself? That's a start. And you gotta take care of yourself. And once you love yourself and you take care of yourself, then that's the beginning to love your partner, your wahine, and show that unconditional love, because they are your inspiration. You know, they should be not on your side of it, in front of you, and you can inspire them to unfold. Because we have the idea. They're the creators. We have the idea. So your masculinity, your femininity, see, the masculinity is your idea in yourself, and your femininity is your creation. So in yourself, come up with just ideas from Akua and create it, put it to action. So when you put your aloha to action, you got unconditional love. And when you radiate that for yourself, your love for yourself, that radiates to your wife, your partner, that radiates to your ʻohana, that radiates to your community, that radiates to your state, that radiates to the planet. And then that couple aloha, when you come from that, you know, you cannot help but see the beauty in everybody. You know, even somebody hates you, They're so bitter. You aloha them anyway. I mean, I've been in situations where some of the brothers just pound me. And then, oh, bro, I still love you. And that's what you have to do. Unconditional love. Kapolo, no matter what. And I tell you, you come from there, I guarantee you shift. Just like the car, the clutch, you shift gears until finally you just cruising in life. You're about life. And then you see the beauty in everything. Beauty in yourself, beauty in your ʻohana, beauty in the community. And even with this, what's going on, this is an opportunity, a perfect opportunity to be about the kingdom of Hawaii and about kanaka mai ole and about being a makana na. You know, that's what it's about. And when you're about it, the blessings come, and trust nana i kikumo, trust you, they're going to help you. You're not alone here. The brothers and the teachers and everybody else, they're behind you. They're bigger than us, and they want to help you. All you have to do is ask. They take care of you. They guide you. Be an open vessel. Let they move you. Don't come from intellect, come from intuition, come from your na'au. And when you trust that, you never go wrong. Never go wrong. And trust me, I tell you, I'm learning that. I gotta be ha. But every time I do that, I never go wrong. I always been led and continue to be led. And I know you can continue to be led to be the Kanakas, to be the Kanaka Maiole that you always was. And my blessing. And so I can, in close, I bring the sound of the ohe.
Aye. What a wonderful hour of some le'a knowledge and, of course, powerful words of experience and wisdom from Kai Kaholokai. Uncle, thank you so much for taking the time to share some time with us and your ike with us. We got to have you back, man. There's so much more I'd like to talk story with you about. But again, thank you for...
Easy.
Yes. Mahalo nui. Before we close our show, I'm just going to do a couple of announcements. Again, our other programs that are available on Kanaiʻōkana, please be sure to support them as well. Thank you for your support of Huewai Ola. We have Le'a Nue Nue, Aloha Rising, Kuakanaka, Aikole, and of course our show. Also, Ahakane is proud to present 2 brand new shows. Aha Opio for our teens and Aha Keiki for our little ones, especially during summertime. Great for your family to spend some time together and watch those. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow Ahakane and at Kanaiʻōkana as well. Mahalo nui to our sponsors that make Huewai Ola possible. Ahakane, Kanaiʻōkana, Hawaii Tourism through the Kukulu Ola program, Papa Ololokahi, and the Consuelo Foundation. A reminder that we have resources, especially during this pandemic, when we might be in a time where we need to lock down and hunker down a little bit. Again, we want you to remember that you're not alone. If you do need assistance, there's resources out there for you. Don't be afraid to reach out. We have a list here and on the next couple of pages. Also, there's a new link to jobs. So Hawaii job fairs, check that out if you are available and able to kind of step back into our workforce. Otherwise, if you have time, help us improve by taking a short survey. We do hear your voices, and we'd love to get your responses. We hope you're enjoying this series, He Huewai Ola. Tune in every Friday. We're here at 2 p.m. on Kanaiʻōkana's Facebook or website, and we have a very exciting episode next week, so you don't want to miss that. Again, every Friday, 2 p.m. Thank you for joining us. My name is Kale Chang. This is He Huewai Ola. I'll see you next week. Mahalo nui and aloha.